Welcome to our deep dive into the shadowy world of power dynamics, guided by my exploration of its immutable laws. In this series, we will dissect the strategies and tactics outlined in the 48 Laws of Power, a work that has been both revered and reviled for its unflinching examination of human nature. This is not a guide for the faint of heart. We will delve into the darker recesses of ambition, deception, and manipulation, the tools that have been employed by history's most cunning operators, from the corridors of ancient empires to the boardrooms of today. Remember, these laws are not moral prescriptions, but rather a lens through which to understand the often ruthless dynamics of power. Approach them with caution, for knowledge without wisdom is a dangerous weapon. Consider the ethical implications before applying these principles. The first law, and perhaps the most crucial for those navigating the treacherous waters of courtly life, is to never outshine the master. Remember, those in positions of power are inherently insecure. They crave validation, adoration, and the constant reassurance of their own importance. To surpass them, even subtly, is to invite their envy, their resentment, and ultimately their wrath. Instead, become a mirror. Reflect their brilliance, amplify their accomplishments, and let them bask in the reflected glory of your efforts. Make them feel like a sun king, and you their most trusted advisor, subtly guiding their hand while appearing to operate in their shadow. This is the art of calculated subservience, a delicate dance that requires both cunning and restraint. The second law cautions against the seductive trap of misplaced trust, particularly among those who claim to be your allies. Friends, often driven by envy and ambition, can transform into vipers in an instant, their loyalty as fleeting as the morning mist. They know your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities, the chinks in your armor that an enemy could exploit. Instead, cultivate relationships with former enemies. Once vanquished, they harbor a grudging respect for your strength and a fear of your potential wrath. This makes them surprisingly loyal allies. They have tasted defeat at your hand and have no desire for a second helping. Remember, true power lies not in the number of your friends, but in the quality of your enemies. The third law speaks to the power of deception, not through outright lies, but through the strategic withholding of information. The human mind abhors a vacuum, and when confronted with uncertainty, it will rush to fill the void with its own interpretations, often to your advantage. Let your rivals scramble in the dark, chasing shadows and phantoms, while you maintain the upper hand by keeping your true intentions shrouded in mystery. A master strategist reveals their plans only when they are ready to strike, and even then, they leave a trail of misleading clues, ensuring that their opponents are always one step behind. Remember, the more predictable you are, the more vulnerable you become. Cultivate an aura of inscrutability, and you will keep your enemies off balance, their minds racing, with endless possibilities, each more terrifying than the last. Chapter 4: Less is More. The fourth law delves into the seductive power of silence. In a world saturated with noise and empty rhetoric, the ability to hold your tongue, to observe and listen while others clamor for attention, becomes a weapon of immense potency. Words, once uttered, cannot be retrieved, and they often reveal more than we intend: our insecurities, our desires, our vulnerabilities. Cultivate an air of mystery, speaking only when necessary, and even then with carefully chosen words that leave a lasting impression. A well-timed silence, a knowing glance, a subtle gesture. These are the tools of the master persuader. Remember, the less you reveal, the more powerful you become. Chapter 5: Guard your reputation. The fifth law emphasizes the paramount importance of reputation, that invisible shield that protects you from the slings and arrows of your enemies. Your reputation is not merely a reflection of your accomplishments, but a carefully crafted narrative woven from both truth and artful embellishment. Guard it fiercely, for once tarnished, it can be exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, to restore to its former glory. Be vigilant in detecting and neutralizing any whispers that threaten to undermine your standing. Remember, a single drop of poison can contaminate even the purest well. Chapter 6: Command attention. The sixth law speaks to the undeniable power of visibility. In the grand theater of power, obscurity is not an option. To remain invisible is to be forgotten, to be passed over for opportunities, to be relegated to the sidelines while others seize the spotlight. Court attention, even if it means courting controversy. Make yourself a spectacle, a subject of fascination and intrigue. Remember, all publicity is good publicity. The masses are drawn to those who exude confidence, charisma, and a touch of the forbidden. The seventh law is about delegation and leverage. The truly powerful understand that their time and energy are precious resources, not to be squandered on tasks that can be delegated to others. Identify those with the skills and ambition to advance your agenda and then set them loose like hounds on the hunt. Allow them to toil, to sweat, to expend their energy in your service, while you remain above the fray, reaping the rewards of their labor. Remember, a wise ruler is one who surrounds themselves with capable hands and minds, delegating tasks while maintaining ultimate control. Chapter 8. The eighth law speaks to the seductive allure of power. Those who chase after it, who crave it too openly, often find themselves ensnared in its web, their movements restricted, their options limited. True power operates on a different frequency. It doesn't pursue, it attracts. Cultivate an aura of desirability, of exclusivity, of possessing something that others desperately crave. Make yourself the prize, the ultimate objective, and watch as your rivals trip over themselves in their eagerness to please you, to win your favor. Remember, the one who holds the power is the one who dictates the terms. Chapter 9. The ninth law emphasizes the importance of decisive action. Words are cheap, easily uttered, and easily forgotten. It is through your deeds, your accomplishments, that you etch your name onto the scroll of history. Let your actions speak for themselves, silencing your critics and inspiring awe in your followers. A bold move, executed flawlessly, can shift the balance of power in an instant, while endless deliberation and empty promises only serve to erode your credibility. Remember, the world rewards those who act, not those who merely talk. Chapter 10. The 10th law is a stark reminder of the contagious nature of misfortune. Misery loves company, and those who wallow in it, who surround themselves with negativity and despair, will inevitably find themselves dragged down into the abyss. Distance yourself from the unfortunate, from those who exude an aura of failure and defeat. Their negativity is a poison, slowly sapping your strength and resolve. Instead, seek out the company of the fortunate, the victorious, those who radiate success and vitality. Their energy is infectious, their optimism a potent antidote to the despair that permeates the lower rungs of society. There you have it, a glimpse into the heart of power dynamics. Remember, these laws are not a checklist for moral conduct, but rather a roadmap to navigating the often treacherous terrain of human ambition. They are tools, and like any tool, they can be used for good or for ill. Always consider the ethical implications of your actions, for true power, lasting power, is built not on fear and manipulation, but on respect, integrity, and the betterment of those you seek to lead. This is the true path to mastery, one that transcends the fleeting allure of dominance and embraces the enduring legacy of a life lived in service of something greater than oneself. #mental health, #youth freedom, #grow old, #motivation, #personal growth.